Digital's Corner. We're conducting a test tonight, and the name of the deck is Testing the Familiar. The deck that we're using is one I've used before. It was one I used for the Arena Tour to demonstrate all the different zones that we can get to. The exile from call time when you're foretell, disturb, flashback, strict save and sideboard, forgotten realms, and venture into the dungeon. All these different zones that we can move back and forth and manipulate and stuff like that. I played with Stonebinder's Familiar recently during Evergreen Month as I was demonstrating how exile worked. But there were some limitations to the card. So what we're going to do is we're going to run around and test out how the card works. One important thing is it has to happen during your turn. So whenever one or more cards are put in exile during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Stonebinder's Familiar. The ability only triggers once each turn. Now the issue is it seems to work when you exile something from the battlefield, and it works when you exile something from your hand. But when you exile something from the graveyard, it doesn't work. When you exile something from your library, it doesn't work. Well, the card doesn't say that. It doesn't specify the zones. So I want to take out this deck specifically, and we put four extra copies of Stonebinder's Familiar into the deck. So now it's 65 cards. But basically I want to get a dog out at the beginning and go into all these different zones and keep using the different variations of exile that we can do and see what works on this card and what doesn't, so that it's very well defined. I guess I could scour the web and try and search for errata rules or stuff like that, but I don't want to do that. So we're not going to do a regular duel. We're going to go to Sparky and we're going to test there because Sparky doesn't have a lot of removal, and so we want our dog to stay on the board. We don't necessarily care about winning. We care about learning. So we're going to go do that right now. We're gonna go play with Sparky. We're gonna go play with Sparky. Where are you? There you are. Alright, we're gonna put the spirit dog through its paces. And I will include in the text below in the YouTube, I will include the old deck list to the arena deck. I just won't have the Familiar as part of that deck list. Say hello to Sparky.
I'm ready to play.
Yeah, but I don't have a dog handy. There, speak of the devil. All right, here we go. Okay, first, call time. We're exiling from our hand, so this should work. Thank you. Okay, so call time foretell works good. That I expected. Well, that's just gross. I guess we should go ahead and play a normal round. So I'm gonna put this down now just so I can have enough mana for Piercing Light when he attacks with the Wildwood Patrol next turn. We want to control his offensive line enough that I don't have to worry about being overrun in the first few rounds. Look at you ramping up. He didn't even attack. Okay, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do this. We're going to exile a card from Sparky's hand. We'll get to pump up the dog here. Okay, from the opponent's hand it works as well. I thought it would. I expected that much. And you continue to ramp. But not attack, which is fine, because we have that. Okay, we want to wait for this. I don't think this is going to work. We can exile a card from a graveyard. I want to get something in his graveyard to test that out first. I could be flying over the top and hitting him on the head. I guess it will a little bit just to get his health down because we're going to wait otherwise. We might run more than one test. It depends on if I can make this one match last long enough to get through all the different zones. You only need to do one. Oh no. Is he going to fight the dog? He's fighting the dog. You little puke. Look at them jump. block you, block you, kill you. Yeah, Grandmaster Flowers will be fine, right? We'll just make sure you can't do anything.
I shall not let you harm others.
Yeah, you can come down. He really doesn't like my stuff.
We need not fight here
to Doomscar just yet, because we can do this. Let's see. What do I need? What do I need? We know that I can exile from the battlefield and it'll work. I really just want to get another dog out. Look at that. Oops. Past blockers. Okay, do I need to Doomscar now?
Consider the evil within yourself.
Yeah, let's just clear the board.
Aww.
Go find a dog. No dog, no dog. Still no dog. Guess we'll put you down. Yeah.
Make
Here
no
we
try to
go.
find the good in your heart.
Let's go get him under control. Haha. Now we should be good to do whatever we want to after this. Let's go get some life. Thin out our deck so we have a chance to get a dog sooner. Hold on to all the other cards. I guess we'll continue to say you cannot. Oh, let's see. First ring. Oh, he's got vigilance, doesn't he? I forgot about that. He doesn't have just reach. He has vigilance. Okay, so I'm not going to attack. I'm just going to be on defense there. I'll wait. We can afford to be patient. I got to remind myself we don't care about winning right in this second. That's fine. But where's my dog? Got 4 dogs in here. I need one more dog. That's an exile effect. I'm pretty sure it won't work, but I still want to wait for the dog. We can still control these guys.
To consider your actions.
Watch, the other 3 dogs are the last 3 cards in the deck, with my luck. Tap you. I can't draw anything more, can I? Guess I'll just start grabbing spells. All this stuff. You know what? I can't affect you with Grandmaster Flowers, so we'll get rid of you. And we'll make it so you can't attack. So I still don't need to do anything with my other spells. I can block just fine. Okay, that gives me another blocker. Did I already do that? Next. No attacks. Thank you.
Stay your hand.
How many creatures does this guy have? I'm getting rid of 6. Well... You know what? We're so high in health, we can afford to wait. Just waiting for the dog. Really? Well, if my opponent's going to be that dumb. Come on, Sparky. I thought they raised you better than this. They really should do the calculations a little bit better than that. Why not? Put you down. Pass. Any day now. It's like Magic knows. What do you want? I want a dog. Let's not give him a dog. Took me out with a cat. Oh, poor clerics. That's what you get for sending nerds into battle. Let's see. I can venture into the dungeon in both of those places. I suppose it doesn't matter if I do it once now. Let's see. We've got... I don't care about Tomb of Annihilation. I don't care about anything here, right? What we like is exiling the cards from my library, which I don't think it'll work, but we want to get to a point where we can try it. He's got 17 lands out already? He just keeps managing to kill my stuff. Well, I guess I'm glad that we're getting these spells out of the way now before I get another dog. I want all the fight spells to be gone. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, I don't know why I have Broker's Initiate in this deck. I don't know how he got in there. Might be a she. Probably a she. Boom. We're going to send this. We don't care if they block it. They might not block it, but I just want to get closer to the exile portion. So we'll tell... Hey, hello. Oh, I'm on scry still. Sorry. Okay, you're not a dog. 3, 4, 6, 7. I'm gonna have to start doing some spells soon. Still no dog. Still no dog. That's half the deck. Is it the one thing I want to do, the only thing I want to do, and that's one thing you decided you're not going to do for me? This game is so petty. It's got a personality, and it's against me. It's personal somehow. I don't know why. I think the game hates me. Even running an experiment with Sparky, and it still sabotages me. It makes sure I can't do what I want to do. Probably gonna mill him out before I get my dogs. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess I could just start discarding stuff. Like I don't need this for anything. Oh, the gargoyle. Oh, I did that wrong. I was trying to wait for that. Yeah, well. This will get our planes out and thin the deck. Sure. Now that I messed it up. There's a dog. Okay, we don't need you. We don't need you. Okay, now we can start doing stuff. Decline because I got a dog on top. 3, 4, 6, 7. Sounds dirty, but it's not. It's all part of the plan. I don't care about that. Okay, we can only do this once per turn, so I've got to remember to pace myself. Sungold Sentinel. When they enter the battle, exile one target card from a graveyard. It works. Exiling from his graveyard on my turn works. I'm surprised at that. Exile the target card from a graveyard. Let's exile from my graveyard. Exiling from my graveyard works. Okay, so battlefield, hand, and graveyard all work. I wonder if maybe I just got confused because when I played it, I was exiling on my opponent's turn and I didn't realize it at the time. Okay, so that's at least 3 zones. What are you doing? Guess we're gonna kill these guys? I've got a lot of stuff out myself. I'm sort of hesitant to allow myself to lose anything ever, even against Sparky. Okay, let's see. What else do we want to do? Foretell. We know that works. Okay, we're just going to let you through. Portable Hole. Exile target non-land.
Aww.
Works. Why are you attacking with everybody? What's wrong with you? I need to try and kill... Let's see, what do I have here? Oh, I threw him under. That's right. In search for my dog. Trying to find somebody with Disturb I can have die. Aha! Exile target non-land permanent. Both dogs! Triggered. That's going to be your name, boy. You are Trigger, okay? Trigger the spirit dog. It's perfect. Okay, here we go. This one can die. Put a +1/+1 counter on... Does it matter? You. I gotta take you out of the deck. You shouldn't be in there. No. Oh, I did that wrong. I should have attacked with... Not Sungold. I should have attacked with Kindly. Well, if he attacks, I can block and she'll die. Okay. In that case... Attack! Thank you. Okay, so now this is in the graveyard. So if we cast you from the graveyard onto a dog... Okay, so that's not exiling, that's reverse exile. It's bringing it out. Now, flashback He's also in the graveyard, so that doesn't matter. Aha! But the end part of flashback does. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost, then exile it. So, exiling from the graveyard yet again works to pump out the dogs. Doesn't matter which one. Why am I keeping this? Here, you go over here. In the turn. Okay, we already got credit from the Guardian for pumping it up. You can come on out, that's not going to do anything. But we can, let's see, this has to be mana value 3 or less. You are 4, so we'll exile you with this. And both dogs are triggered, trigger 1 and trigger 2. So it doesn't matter if it's an artifact or an exile, or, sorry, an enchantment. As long as we exile during our turn, everything's working. Last card. What do they have left? I don't even know what to do with this card right now. Oh, there we go. Pump up the dogs! Choose target non-land permanent. You can't attack or block. Oh ho ho! Hang on a second. Attack with you. You can kill my beggar. Then this won't do any good. If he dies, it gets exiled. But he's got flying now. Okay, so in the meantime, I can foretell this. Pump up the dogs. He gets a little more draw, which I should really not let him have that because he's going to mill himself. I think we're pretty much done with our experiment. The only thing I didn't get to was venture into the dungeon. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't work. Three or less, right? It has to be a creature, though, not the enchantment. So consider this, if you want to use the dog, all you need is the little bit of protection, right, from removal. So maybe, you know, there's a couple of different expansions that we have access to right now that'll give you hexproof. Okay, so that pumps it up, and then it's going to get an activation here. Ta-da! Trigger, trigger. Trigger 1, trigger 2. Running out of turns. Isn't much more left to do. I think we covered most everything. Although Strixhaven is another zone, you can't put things into that zone. Another dog! I don't think we have anything left that we can exile, do we? And I don't have any way to, my creature that taps him, he died. Yeah, we doomscarred him a while ago, didn't we? We just figured out we can just have Sparky mill himself all the time, huh? Okay, is there one last thing we can do for exiling? Oh yeah, we can pump up there. There we go. And this is the cool thing, is we had Kaldheim come out first, right? And then we had Strixhaven. And they came up with this Exile Spirit Dog card in the next expansion, but being able to foretell all these different cards was of great advantage with this card. So it's really important when a new expansion comes out to look at the previous expansion and say, hey, what were they paving the way for? Because these guys plan things a lot farther in advance than they used to. They're going between 5 to 7 years out in the future. So they know what the current meta environment is. Wizards of the Coast has a team that builds the current deck. They have a team that looks at the next deck. They have development that tries to understand the current meta. They have a team that tries to understand what the meta is going to change into when they put out the next expansion, and so on and so forth. So this was not an accident. The fact that you have this card that came out in the next expansion that is highly beneficial when you combine it with this stuff. It's what makes it really fun to try and find jank decks and try and find maybe I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that they're hidden, because they're there, they're in plain sight. You just have to make the connection. So it makes it fun to connect the dots and sort of give you some insight into what these development teams in the R&D department and Wizards of the Coast are thinking.
I hope you win too.
When they say, okay, well, we have this great mechanic we have from foretell and call time, and then, oh, hey, guess what? It'll work with this card if we do this card. So, yeah, just think about that, especially since we've got the new Capenna cards. One of the things that should be firing off the neurons in your brain is as you get each new card, it should sort of
Let's get moving.
Open up the file cabinets in your mind for the other expansions that we already have access to that we've been playing with, and say, oh, I wonder how that card would interact with one of these existing cards. Odds are that that's been put there, been created, been refined precisely to work with that card for those type of reasons. So it's always nice to try and figure out all these puzzle pieces.
Let's get moving.
And uncover these type of little mysteries. So this is a good one with the Call Time Strixhaven connection with that card to pump up for the exile. And we confirmed that it works pumping them up from the hand, the graveyard, and from the battlefield. Good test. Thank you, Sparky. Remember to like and subscribe, people. Have a good one. Alright, we're going to run a second test because I messed up the venture into the dungeon.
Hey, look! I'm a planeswalker.
And at first I didn't think that Stonebinder's Familiar worked on the graveyard, exiling from out of the graveyard somewhere else. Basically, hang on. Exiling from the graveyard into exile, and it did, as long as it's on your turn. So we want to check out the Forgotten Realms area. Venture into the dungeon. There's one section there where you can exile cards. And you're exiling them from your library, not the graveyard. So the library is a zone we haven't tested yet. We tested exiling from the hand, exiling from the battlefield, and exiling from the graveyard. And all of those work to pump up the Stonebinder's Familiar, as long as we did it once each turn on our turn. So if we manage to venture into the dungeon on our turn, when we get to that stage, theoretically it should work, right? Why would it be any different? He's probably going to attack me with everybody, isn't he? No. My one guy is holding them off. Okay. Nobody's got reach, right? I might as well attack. He's got vigilance. Sorry. Not even putting down on my land yet. Do you have two of those? Why would you... Sparky, they make Sparky so bad. I don't know what they were thinking. Thin out the deck. We want to find a dog, and we want to venture into the dungeon, the first dungeon, and get down to the exile portion. So we need our exile creatures. Okay, you probably have some sort of plus-up power, right? So we'll just kill the cat. Put that over there. You can die, that's fine. Oh, I don't even think he has giant growth, does he? It doesn't really matter what he does. This deck is good enough that I don't need to test it out or anything. I already know that it's good enough to stop whatever this particular creature green deck can do. This is the algorithm at work. Making Sparky do suicide runs. This will take you. And our beggar can attack now, and we can actually increase the strength of our beggar. It's a tip from your Uncle Larry. If you ever got a bunch of 0 power creatures and you want your opponent to underestimate you, just stick a couple of sparring regimens in there. He's pumping them up to absolutely no effect. Well, it keeps him alive another turn, but still. What do you got? You can still, you can afford to cast that, right? Okay, this is going to be another long one because they're not giving me the dog and they're not giving me the venture into the dungeon. I don't want to get his health down anymore. I need to be able to attack with my Vigilant Knight. Or my Vigilant Dragon, I should say. There we are. Dragon Knight. It's like, stop, you're Wolf Ray. Alright, venture into the dungeon. So we still, there's no exile here anywhere, right? Blah, blah, blah. Sacrifice and create. No exile. Scry, create. Lose life. No scry anywhere. The only one scry here. So we just need to do this 5 or 6 more times. So you need to survive. He needs to survive too. Fine, come on through. Will you use your... No, you're not going to use your... Oh, that's a sorcery anyway. You would have to use it ahead of time. Interesting. Okay. We're going to get to... I should have... Yeah, I don't want to attack with the beggar anymore. Don't need the ox right now.
Whoa! That's going to leave a mark.
Where's the dog? Need the dog soon. Let's see, 1, 2. So I can attack once more. Which he can't attack, so I'll finally have a blocker. Which is what we need. Dog would be... Oh, dog would have been great right about then.
Aww.
Okay. Even Sparky will block this one. But now I gotta wait until I have a dog. Because I don't want to blow past the exile part. Okay, good. Good, Sparky. Now just don't keep sending those guys on suicide attacks. Not a dog. If I thin out the deck with land, will that help? We'll try it. Yeah, there's a plains up next anyway. Yeah, there we go. He's not attacking for a change. There's the dog! Alright, here comes the test. We scry, or not scry, we venture into the dungeon. Exile top 2 cards, and you can play them. Boom, boom, exile. Stonebinder's familiar triggers. Ta-da! Hey. I thought it was going to let me play those. Did I miss the chance for that? Or is it... Oh, we got to go through the fight section first, right? No. I think I messed up on that. Maybe I was supposed to choose one of those. But, alright. So that was the final part. That was the final test. So even on the dungeons from yet another different expansion, the exiling works to pump up the dog. Which means I should probably keep these familiars in this deck. That would probably make it better if I take it out instead of testing it. If I take it out on regular standard, that's another arsenal. If I don't mind going over 60, here we'll just get rid of Sparky real quick. So maybe I will keep the doggies where they are. Another doggy. Just make them part of the deck. Alright, so there you have it. We tested Stonebinder's Familiar. He works on every zone so far. Every zone where you have any kind of exile at all, the card works. You just got to remember, only works once per turn, only works on your turn. That is the end of the experiment. Good conclusion. Alright. I think I said it once before, but, as always, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. There's always another new deck right around the corner at Tpull's Corner. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Alright, immediately into the breach. Is this person afraid of a mill deck? This is the Arena Tour deck. It was built originally just to examine how all the zones worked and explain them to new players. But I adapted it. I threw in 4 copies of Stonebinder's Familiar because I wanted to make sure I understood how that card worked in terms of its exiling other cards, pumping it up. And we determined that every zone, no matter which zone you were talking about, even the venture into the dungeon part from Forgotten Realms expansion, they all work to pump up the dog. Let's see. Foretell you. That's good. So working against Sparky is one thing, but the thing that happened is I was kind of impressed with how well the dogs worked in this deck once I incorporated them. So adding those 4 cards, they're only 1 mana cost cards, so I have 64 cards in the deck. It seems fair, you know, I'm going up against 250 cards. What's 4 more cards? I thought I'd just take it out here and see how it worked. They usually want to keep their flyers. See? Let's do this. We'll pay for that later if they can destroy enchantments. But I'm not holding back anything waiting for a dog to show up because this deck was designed to work without dogs to begin with. So, you know, the spirit dogs are just bonus now at this point. But let's put it up against a real-world test here and see how it works. Touch of Exile on... Really? Well, you have to because that only works on... Well, it works on artifacts, but not enchantments. Okay, we have our dog. Let's pump him up right away. And now we wait depending on what we want to do. Gross. Do you already have other angels? How much you want to bet they have cleric class too? Okay, so let's put you out. Just in case. Let's remove that as an option. Pumps up the dog. And we'll attack with the dog. If they have a buff spell, we're dead, right? But we can kill them too. Actually, if they wait to buff it until after we block, we can kill two birds with one stone. Okay, exile, target artifact or creature. No, because we're going to kill it first. Bingo, got you to waste a card. Sure, we'll take him, why not? That worked out great! If they have a Doomscar, I'm going to be in trouble. Okay, most people use Lost Mind of Phandelver to start out. We're going straight into Dungeon of the Mad Mage, because if we have a dog, we can get to that point, and that will work. Okay, let's see. I don't have mana open, so it's going to turn into a battle of venturing into the dungeon, maybe? I don't know. Can he afford to go off guard duty to go attack? I don't have flying yet. Blizzard Brawl, okay. Get rid of future flying blockers. I'm just going to tap that guy down with my Gavany Trapper every time. Might as well attack now. There you go. He's going to play this druid class. He's going to get me with the trees. He's going to bring the trees to life. So maybe I'll save the trapper for the trees. Nice, the card on top. Okay, let's go ahead and put you down. We'll go get a plains. Put you down. Let's see. I have 3 different powers now. I could exile stuff, or I could wait for... I don't want to wait for that. Okay, so we're just going to go attack. We'll keep exiling creatures. Pump up the dog before he even attacks. That's awesome. And then that costs 3, so I'm not going to activate her yet. I want to see if he activates the tree. Oh no. Protection from white. Mage waste a spell. You're going to bring them all back. Okay. You can bring them back, but we'll see how much that helps you. Activate! We don't need the zeros to attack just yet. Exile you, so you can't get it back. Pump up the Stonebinder. This is a lovely combo that I hadn't thought of when I first started testing the deck. I threw the Stonebinder's Familiar in just to see how well his power worked with all the different exile functions. But being able to +1 in the middle of an attack is awesome! See, they chose a forest. It's always the trees. You're both getting tapped anyway, so it doesn't matter. That's going to be game, by the way. Lands. I don't think any of this matters, right? We won. We're just going to attack with everybody. He's out of cards, right? Sun Gold Sentinel plus Stonebinder's Familiar. For the win! That worked so well, we're just going to press on real quick. Well, I got my daily goal accomplished. Got a card. Ooh, I think that's my third copy. Excellent. Alright, this is not the best deck in the world, but considering I just created it as a teaching aid and an introduction to new people to the game, to show them the different zones, it's evolving quite nicely. I'm already convinced that the Spirit Dog belongs in there. And he's good for more than just testing out things on Sparky. Let's just see what the limits are, shall we? So saith the dog. Or so's at the dog. I'm not sure. Okay, what do we want to do with that? I think we want to foretell and pump the dog. Sounds dirty, but it's not. They don't have 4 mana yet, so we don't need to worry about them doing anything with that. And we have something... No, that's enchantments only, not... Alright, here we go. Target creature only. So creatures and enchantments, nothing to do with artifacts. Huh. Okay. You know what? Let's get rid of In Search of Greatness now. Because the Instrument of the Bards would have counted as that he could have put a 2-cost out for free. We don't want to give them anything for free. We don't want you to see on top of your deck. We don't want you to cast lands from the top of your deck. Exile pumps up the dog. Attack with everybody. Uh-oh. Man lands. Watch out. Oh, it destroys my enchantment. He does have a way to destroy enchantments. Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to pump up the dog, and we want to pump up the dog. Exile gives him 6. Attack! And he's vigilant, so he can be a blocker next turn. Can you beat my dog with anything that you've got? Okay, if he puts him up to 4, he can spend 4 to bring a creature out into his hand, but he wouldn't be able to cast it as well. Yep, he needs something else.
Speaking, the will
Gets a
of the
tree.
woods is made manifest.
What do we want to do? There's so many choices here. We could tap a couple of creatures and end the game. don't even need to worry about the Planeswalker, do we? So this is another tip for newer players. Don't underestimate the power to temporarily tap a creature. It can be a little shortcut towards winning the entire match. Alright, 2 wins in a row. We're going to test the limits and see what Magic the Gathering's sorting algorithm is going to do to us. If it will allow us to win 3 in a row ever. I used to be able to do that. Yeah, we'll keep that. Why? Because I've got that. I can cast a dog right away, and then we're going to start pumping everything up. Sounds dirty, but it's not. In Magic the Gathering, pumping things up is a very good thing. You just have to trust me. Alright, is there anything that we can sort of do right now? Yes. My 1/1 is become a 4/4 on round 2. Can't stop me. What do we want to get? Let's get a flyer. Green's not good against flyers a lot of the time. Oh, doesn't even wait for anything. That's our 3rd win, folks. All I did was put 4 Spirit Dogs in the deck and watch it go. Having it be a 1 mana dog for the casting cost means... Ooh, I think I have 4 copies of that now. I think they're trying to give me a hint. I got one of these recently, and I was thinking I need to... Remember what I just said about tapping a creature can win you the game? If I have 4 of these in a deck... How well will that work for me? I'm going to have to test that out. I think I'm going to have to bump that up in my schedule. Just because I feel like the game is sending me hints by constantly putting that card in front of me. But anyway, yeah, having the Familiar as just a 1 casting cost means that you're going to get it in your opening hand a lot of the time. And considering how well the deck is already geared towards exiling things, it just really made for a natural fit. Did you have some mulligan? That happens a lot sometimes when you're going over 60 cards. You don't have what you need to start with. We don't have a dog to start with. That kind of sucks. We will persevere. I guess we start with trying pressure. You could already have removal. Ah, he wants to try and make sure he can't lose the game. So we only have a few turns left to try and stop him, right? This is sort of like a deck that I created, except I don't have a copy of Exalted Deeds yet. Okay, so what are we going to do here? I don't have enough mana to do what I want to do. It's 2 to tap them. All right. I don't really have a way right now to remove this card, but if he's got angels, I could be in severe trouble real quickly. Speak of the devil. Look at that. That's a good one. Really needed some land. Oh, he's just firing off. He's going to get a token from there. I need a Doomscar now is basically what I need. Alright, what can I do here? Alright, we'll try it. I'll offer you the trade. Do you want to kill him? You do want to kill him. Can I take out both of your creatures? You want to kill him because you get that card back. Pump that one up first, right? Maximize your life gains from that. While you're doing that, I'm going to tap you two. Go and get you. And this way you can't bring back Liesa with the Cleric class. He's going to pump up his flyer. It's fine. So if I put you down, 2, 4, no. I need to do this first and get rid of you. Don't have enough land. You need a card in your graveyard for that to work. Okay. Let's go get environmental sciences. Use it now. I really need some land. No tax. Oh no, the angels start. Oh no. That's ugly. No blockers for the flyers. Alright, so we have to get rid of that enchantment now. Let's see, at the beginning of your end step, choose target permanent in your graveyard. You may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type. If you do, return the frozen, the gains, blah 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 blah. Okay. So I need to do some other stuff against that possibility. Need another exile card. And I'm done. So I ran out of mana. I'm going to take 9 points in the air. 2 of those? Interesting. Oh. You going to bring that back? I think we're toast. I didn't get a Doomscar. Those are all pumped up. That happens because of Gate, alright? So they can just kill me in one turn, I think. 6, 12. Okay, I guess I have to get rid of the token angel. He's got double strike, right? Yeah, I think I'm dead no matter what. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, I think I'm just dead. I have no flyers. I didn't get a Doomscar. Maybe, I think I have a third Doomscar that I haven't put into the deck yet, so I think this deck only has 2 Doomscars, so maybe that showed me the limits of what we can do here. He's just showing off now. We'll let him. He's got hexproof. He's got all flyers. I don't really have a good source of removal if he's not going to attack with the aspirant. My stuff is mostly geared towards when they're going to attack. Although, if I had the mana, and I was thinking about it earlier, I could have spent 2 to tap him, then used Iron Verdict on him and destroyed it. Could have gotten her out of the way and then maybe avoided some of this. I'll have to keep that in mind for next time. What are you waiting for? Why aren't you killing? I'm just... Okay, you wanted to do something else. I need to sacrifice something. Okay. You made me sacrifice a cleric before you killed me. They're having way too much fun. You're not going to kill me? Okay. We're just going to concede. Because you could fly over and just kill me with everybody. I guess I could have waited to top deck a Doomscar. That would have been funny, but... No, we had 3 wins in a row. We'll take the mandatory loss. Stick me up against nothing but flying angels. Fine. Now that the mandatory loss is out of the way, let's do one last battle. I know, I should have went and put the 3rd Doomscar in already just to be on the safe side. Oh well. Another 250 card deck. Got a Doomscar up front. So if they got lots of cheap creatures to try and swarm me, we might still have a chance. Gotta worry about counter spells with the blue, don't I? They're going kind of slow, so I have a chance here to see what all the fuss is going to be about. Oh, gross. He's got a lot of good stuff, right? Blah, blah, blah. It deals 3 damage to each non-token creature. That's a good card. These all look like good cards. What do we want to get rid of? I guess we want to get rid of something that he can cast already. Let's get rid of that one. It's close to being able to cast that one. Gain a life. I'm willing to trade. Are you? Don't need more land right now. And that might be a mistake on my part, but oh well. I can bring this out. Make sure you don't get that card back. If he gets another black source anytime soon, I am dead. Uh-oh. I'm gonna be dead soon. What did he lose? Right of Oblivion and 3 lands? That did him a big favor, didn't it? He already has 5 lands. What did I lose? I lost a dog! I guess I can put down the ox. The ox isn't gonna die. We'll get rid of Right of Oblivion. I've got Coven, right? I don't think that it protects me from Meat Hook Massacre. We'll do it just to show you guys. I'm fully expecting, yep, there we go for 3. So here we activate the ability, we can do that, we can protect from black. But this is a universal effect, it doesn't stop us from losing all our counters. So if the mana is important to you, I just did it because we could waste the mana, it wasn't a problem. But if that mana would be important to you, make sure you save it. I guess we're creating a token, because they don't have a creature out yet to attack against us. But we got a couple of zeros here. And we don't want to kill our own guys with Doomscar. So he put out Nadar. He likes the idea of adventuring each time. Because he can keep attacking us, right? Do I have to kill everybody I have? Yeah, I'm gonna have to kill all my own guys. And this is probably not the best idea, but I don't have anything else to do, and he might have discard, so... Will he waste that big a spell on it? A land. Ugh. I've got enough lands, deck. I already scryed one away. That's getting a little ridiculous now. I have 4 extra cards, and you're still sandbagging me with more land. He's got so much mana. Why does everybody already have all these rare Kamigawa cards? Seems like Fable of the Mirrorbreaker is one of the most popular. Kill them right away. I'm gonna need another Doomscar. That is not another Doomscar. Another 1/1 creature, after I've already used all my exile stuff. Alright. Well, I would need to last 3 more turns. What are the odds? Considering he can do 9 points of damage, I'm pretty sure I'm dead in 2. This guy has haste too, right? Oh, he can create... Oh, this one can create a copy. Oh, he's just gonna attack. Okay, the good news is none of them have trample. So he can still kill me in 1 turn. I need to somehow get 2 turns out of this. He didn't want to leave anything to chance, does he? Oh, destroy the target, okay. Well, guess what? I'm dead. All right, 3 wins, 2 losses. Not bad overall. I just got land when I needed good cards. I got the dogs way too late when I needed them earlier. Still, enjoyable deck to play. I'm having fun with it. And I think the 4 Spirit Dogs are going to be a permanent addition. So what I'll do is I'll probably create a new deck list. So I'll have a new deck list in the text below on YouTube by the time I do this. So that way, I think I'll go add that 3rd Doomscar first. And then I'll keep the original Arena Tour deck as the deck list that it has to be, right? And then we add in a 3rd Doomscar. So we go to 65 cards, but I'm not concerned about that. I mean, I've actually got only 23 lands in this one right now. So I'm cheapy on the lands, but that's because, you know, even by adding the 4 extra Spirit Dogs, those are only 1-costers a piece. So you can see the average mana cost is 2.4. It's still pretty cheap. If I wanted to be daring and brave, I might even get rid of 1 more Plains. But what I probably need to do is, if I'm going to do this right, I need to protect against the man lands. So I'm going to need at least 1. Hello. Why are you not working? Everything's freezing up on me now, of course. Oh, come on. I'm not doing anything complicated here. The whole thing's going to crash on me. Okay, I'll take care of this. What I'm doing is I'm adding the 3rd Doomscar in. I'm adding the rune land that you can sacrifice to get rid of things like Cave of the Frost Dragon for opponents' lands. So I don't have to worry about their lands coming to life and killing me. Always got to have at least 1 of those in right now in the current meta environment. And then I'll save that. I'll create the deck list. It'll be down below in the text for the YouTube. And we'll have the original Arena Tour deck. If you still want that, that deck list will still be with the original post. And then we'll have this new deck that has these edits to it, so to speak, to make it better so you can play it in Standard. And have fun with it. Oh, hello. We're back. Okay, Field a Rune, add you. And so that puts us still at 23 lands and 65 cards. And we'll save it there. And we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.